Matt Schulz, Chief Industry Analyst at Compare Cards, where we're seeing some record numbers of debt for consumers. But the question is, do people have jobs, rising wages, and they feel, hey, I can use my credit card because I can pay it back? What is the sentiment showing you?
Yeah, we do a survey called the Credit Card Confidence Index, where we basically ask people how they feel about being able to pay their credit card bills in full this month. And what we found is that people are feeling a little more confident than they were, say, 6 months ago, but not quite as much as they were like a year ago. So the truth is that we have almost $1.1 trillion in credit card debt, and eventually something has to give.
What are some of the competition? I mean, when we look at, you have Visa, you have MasterCard, Discover is out there, no fees. They have all these crazy commercials. You have Square and all the PayPal and all kinds of ways people are moving money and paying money. What are you seeing growing? Where's the growth?
Personal loans are growing like mad, and a lot of people are using these personal loans the way they used to use a balance transfer credit card. So they use them to consolidate debt. So a lot of what we've seen of growth in the personal loan space is really actually credit card debt just used another way.
So how do they do that? They call up Visa and say, spot me 20 grand? I mean, is that how it works?
Well, no, it could be that much potentially, I guess. But there are some other sites out there, like Affirm and places like that, who will give you these small installment loans, and people end up liking them a lot because when you're living paycheck to paycheck or you're on a budget and you get some of that clarity of exactly how much you need to pay each month, you know exactly how long it's going to take, makes it easier to budget for that sort of thing.
Our last guest actually picked Visa as his pick over MasterCard and some of the others. You can tell us where you see strength. I mean, do you see strength in all of the credit card companies, or when you're doing Compare Cards, what are you seeing? Where's the strength?
Yeah, I mean, they're all doing just fine.
I see. So they all are very busy. The transactions are on the move, the number of transactions, the cost of the transactions. What about this, the biggest changes to the Visa swipe fees that are the biggest in a decade? What happens there, and who benefits? Is it the businesses? Is it the customer? What's going on with that?
Well, it's a flat-out war between the credit card companies and the retailers on these swipe fees, which are basically the fees that merchants pay in order to be able to accept credit cards. So it's just kind of a cost of doing business in a lot of ways. But merchants obviously hate them because it eats into their bottom line, and especially if you are a retailer that focuses on low prices, like a Walmart, for example, it can really take a chunk out of your bottom line. So what Visa has announced is a little bit of change in terms of how those are handled. Some transactions will get more expensive, some will get a little bit less. There's a lot going on there, but it's a battle that's been fought for a long time.
With our credit cards, roughly what percent? Let's say I pay off my credit cards, I don't make a ton of money. What kind of percent should I be looking for on my credit card?
In terms of balance that you carry? Well, if you get to about 30%, that's when it starts to really affect your credit score. That's kind of the magic number. But what it gets down to is that 0 is what you should try for.
Right.
And job number 1 for anyone with a credit card is to pay that balance off as soon as you possibly can. It's not always possible, but it's always what you should try for.
Right. It's great to see you, Matt Schulz. Thank you so much.
Same.
Chief Industry Analyst at Compare Cards. Thanks for joining us.